certainly capable of playing a spoiler. There's no doubt about that. They have the capability with Gurkowski as a quarterback, an excellent athlete, able to make plays on his own, able to get rid of the ball and distribute the football to the receivers to make big plays. Anytime you play a team like that with a quarterback, you're playing against dangerous people.
Wash High has won the toss and elected to receive the football. We'll have the kickoff here at Wash High Stadium after this word for the committee to elect Cody R. Knotts. Our football action tonight brought to you in part by Dr. John Pierce, Dr. George Jones, and Dr. Ronald Benoit, the Triangle Urological Group. They've been part of our sponsorship team for 10 or 12 years now to bring home Wash High sports. And we certainly appreciate their support throughout the 2000s. Where they're going to try to get better, and here's one guy they've brought on to try to help with that. Number 33, John Harris, with the ball teed up to kick, and the kick will be taken by Martincheck on the move at the 14-yard line. Already to the 25, up the near side, 30, gets to a seam, 45, midfield and drag down at the Seton Lasalle 45-yard line.
Bob, one of the things that Wash High has done in the 4 games previous is that they've really beaten other teams with their kicking game, both on the offensive end and the defensive end. And that's just another example of getting the ball in good field position. They're working with a short field again on the first series, and they've really done a great job preparing their special teams to dominate other special teams. I think that's probably a key, and it's an unsung key, too.
Little Prexy's 1st and 10 inside the Seton LaSalle 45-yard line. Colin Miles up over the football. Vergula up under center, hands the ball off to the fullback Justin Brown, runs into his own man Martincheck, bounces off of that and carries forward to the 42-yard line, a gain of about, we'll call it 2 yards to the 42. 2nd down and 8. Ends pulled in tight. Vontae Johnson in short motion. Brown gets the handoff again, works inside the 40, down at the 37.5-yard line.
You can mix them up. They're all wearing the same color jerseys.
Yes, they are. 3rd down and about 4 for the Little Prexies. The ball at the Seton LaSalle 38. Handed off to Martincheck. Gets around the corner to the 35. Gets a 1st down. Taken out of bounds right around the 30-yard line.
Great.
Colin Miles at center. Tom Sapula. P.J. Hughes at the guards. Chet Henderson. Dan Moses the tackles. Vontae Johnson goes in motion. Travis Thomas. A little trouble with that handoff ball. Ended up down on the hip, but he's able. Little Prexies averaging nearly 300 yards a game rushing, so this is not a surprise, their ability to do that. Toss back to Vontae Johnson, student body to the right, slips the tackle, gets the 1st down and more. Johnson to the 10 and dragged down at about the 6-yard line.
Great job that time by Johnson. It looked like when he took the pitch going right that there wasn't anything there, and he did what good running backs do. He stopped going east-west, went north-south, found a little seam, cut back, and made a big gain.
Spot is the 5. Ryan Moy, Mark Clark, the ends. They are set in tight. Johnson wing to the left, Martincheck to the right. 1st and goal at the 5. Justin Vergula under center, takes Johnson in motion, handed back to Martincheck. Trying to cut in, can't go there, takes it outside, got just inside the 5-yard line, a gain of a yard. 2nd and goal at the 4.
They ran the inside counter
at the Seton LaSalle 44-yard line after a 41-yard kickoff return by Justin Martincheck. It is now 2nd and goal at the 4. Washington may be a little long getting to the line. Pitch back to Martincheck. Student body to the left. Martincheck to the end zone. Touchdown.
That was no contest that time, Bob. They just came off the football and power football up the field and took the ball the length of, I guess it was a 46-yard drive just about, and all on the ground.
On that front wall, Henderson, Sapula, Miles, Hughes, and Moses. Moving the chains with the guys running the ball behind, and then a great run by Vontae Johnson to set them up at the 5, and then Martincheck finishing it off. Touchdown number 8 on the ground for Martincheck. Snap a little low. Valley tees it up, but the kick pushed wide to the right by Justin Grigula. Kick is no good. 8:43 to play in the opening period. Washington 6, Seton LaSalle nothing. The kickoff when we come back. Struggled yesterday, has struggled somewhat in the kicking game in terms of getting the ball where he wants it. And struggled yesterday in practice and just pushed that one wide to the right. A little bad snap, but Valley had it teed up in time, and Grigula just pushed it to the right. Grigula, who has done an outstanding job kicking off, approaches and drills this one, hits at the 12, scoots past Del Sardo and into the end zone for Brian Speth and Steve Civey. Justin Heinrich Tight end John Wolsko split wide. Also R.J. Soter split wide. And they bring two guys to the near side. It's Mason and Soter. Gradkowski from the shotgun has time. People covered, ball thrown deep, looking for Mason. Moy reaches back and is able to strip the ball away just at the last second from Mason. Looked like Moy had a beat on the ball to come back to it, but turned one way, and Mason ended up underneath.
But way to get some pressure on the quarterback in these no-back situations, or else their defensive secondary is going to have to make great plays coming down with the football.
Henderson and Sapula showing blitz, both drop. Four men coming. Pass out to the near side. Mason wide open, makes the grab, and he's out across the 35-yard line. Seton LaSalle gets a first down.
And his athleticism and his ability to make plays. And in Washington's situation, you have Justin Gregula, who's a terrific systems quarterback, that his job is to make sure that he gets people in the right play and distributes the football to everybody else by handing it to him.
Tight end and two flankers to the near side. Del Sardo going in motion back across the formation. Gradkowski to get it up, dumps it off to Del Sardo to the 40 and out to the 43, a gain of 6.
Little quick out off the three-step drop to Del Sardo, picked up.
Sal at their own 43-yard line. Soter comes to the near side. Mason set as the tailback behind Bruce Gradkowski, the 6'3", 190-pound senior. Del Sardo comes in motion. Hand the ball off. Mason hit in the backfield and dropped for half a yard loss. Busting through, Sapula, Johnson, Henderson all getting into the backfield.
Great job by the left defensive side of the Washington High School defense, and puts them in a third down, a little bit longer situation. But my guess is, Bob, that this isn't a situation that they're really concerned about. In their offense, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 6, 3rd and...
Distance is all the same. 7 minutes to play first quarter. Washington leading 6-0. That is what the final score was a year ago at Seton LaSalle in a rainstorm on a Saturday night. 3rd down and about 5. Gradkowski to pass. Gets the ball off. Pass is thrown behind the intended receiver, but a flag comes in. Javon Washington looks like he's going to get flagged for interference as he tried to cover up on John Wolsko. The ball thrown behind, and the contact may have been because of where the ball was thrown.
The
First down, Rebels. Ball on the line, shy, 47-yard line.
Well, the Rebels with a new set of downs. Tight end, two flankers to the near side. Tight end to the left. Quick pass out to Soter, and has to go to the ground to make the grab, and ends up with a 2-yard pickup. Indefensible pass, but only a 2-yard gain.
Well, one of the things that...
Wolsko to the left side, and Soter comes to the right. Tight end and a tight flanker this way. Del Sardo going in motion. Washington with 7 men up on the line. Handoff goes to Mason. Slips one hit, gets to the 40, or close to it, and got actually tackled from behind by one hand. I think Tommy Giles got
crucial plays for Washington.
I want to pass along continued best wishes to Matt Medea, Washington's defensive coordinator, who went heart bypass surgery a week ago. Gradkowski from the shotgun, passes underneath to Soter, incomplete. Ball thrown underneath. If that ball's high enough, Mark Clark might take it 60 yards for a touchdown.
That was
quarterback. Obviously some opportunity there for shenanigans. 4th down and 3 at the Washington 40-yard line. Snap floats back to Gradkowski. Washington gets no pressure, but it is a very short punt. It will hit inside the Washington 20 and take a Washington bounce back out to about the 23-yard line. 5:17 to play first quarter. 6. 5. First and 10, Washington from the 23. Hand-to-hand counter. Bring the ball to the near side to Martincheck with bodies in front. He's across the 30, the 35, and down right near the 40-yard line.
Good job that time by the offensive line, pulling in front of Martincheck. Really got a nice block on the corner coming into the bench. They ran the double handoff off the sweep action, and Martincheck picks up a nice gain, and really was one man away from breaking it for a real big gain.
Hillers looking to keep their playoff hopes alive. First and 10, Washington at their own 40-yard line. Clark flip-flops, putting end over to the right side. Vontae Johnson goes in motion, bring the ball back up the middle. Martincheck, he's to the 45 in the midfield, looking for a place to cut. runs inside the 40 and down at the 35-yard line of Seton LaSalle.
That was a great job on the inside counter that time. Martinchek hit the hole just right, timed up perfectly, right up the middle. Inside counter, big gain. Big gain.
End up with an unbalanced set, send action toward the heavy side and bring the ball back the other way on the counter. And Martinchek took it up the middle, was just really looking for some place to make one more move at around the 40-yard line.
Seton LaSalle has to figure out some way to handle the up front people of Washington. It's going to be a long night.
Unbalanced again to the right side. Vontae Johnson goes in motion, toss to Johnson, run to the heavy side. And Johnson cuts into the middle of the field, heads down for the flag to the end zone. Touchdown, Vontae Johnson, 35 yards, and Washington's up 12-0.
Great job again. Nice move by Johnson. Once he saw the opening, he put the burners on and just went vertical right up the field and just outran the safety.
Who have lit the scoreboard up both pass and run this year, have lit it up twice tonight. Both times on the ground. Grigula rolls right, dumps the ball toward the end zone. Conversion pass is complete. Travis Thomas with the grab.
Fake the inside counter that time, Bob, and nobody was in the flat covering the back out, and perfect execution.
Washington 14, Seton LaSalle nothing. 4:15 to play in the first quarter. The kickoff when we come back should be Rosenberg and Washfed. Back at Wash-I Stadium, 4:15 to play in the first quarter. Washington up 14-0. Grigula to kick and drills this one, hits at the 1-yard line on the line drive and into the end zone. Certainly capable of doing that, but when you got to go 80 yards every time and you're already down 2 touchdowns. Now, triple stack eye wideouts to the near side. Quick drop pass to the deepest one. Del Sardo off his fingertips. Pass.
And ball was thrown a little bit behind for 2nd and 10.
2nd down and 10. Eye set behind Gradkowski. Short drop. Looks to get the ball on a quick slant into Soder. And Soder has trouble, can't hold on to the ball.
Game to complement it. You can concentrate all your efforts in one area, and they have not been effective in terms of trying to run the football.
Del Sardo goes wide out to the left side, Twins to the near side. Pressure right in the face of Gradkowski, steps away from it. Pass across the middle is complete, out across the 30-yard line, and it's good for a first down on the grab by Walsko.
He was dead backers that came untouched, and all he did was duck underneath them, and they ran right by him, and he ends up standing up and firing a completion for a first down.
Walsko and Soder both go to Gradkowski's left, leaving the tight end Heinrich alone. Receiver this way. Quick little swing to Soder, and Soder up across the 40-yard line and bumped out of bounds.
Complete the ball.
Wolsko and Soder come to the near side with Mason in the backfield behind Gradkowski. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line. Gradkowski rolls near side, gets the ball off, and off the fingertips of Heinrich.
A little bit better than to drop a bunch.
2nd and 10 for the Rebels at their own 43-yard line. Washington leading 14-0. 3:33 to play in the first quarter. Twins near side. Gradkowski gets the ball to Soder, bounces off a hit. He's to the 45 to midfield and tackled at the Washington 48, maybe the 47-yard line. Not finishing off. You get the first hit on. We saw that earlier on Gradkowski. He was able to avoid that, and now the same thing happens, and this is very close to another first down.
What this style of offense does, and the reason it's so effective when executed well, is that whenever the receiver gets the ball, he ends up one-on-one with a defensive back or a linebacker, and that requires that person to make the
switch to Nauticom and have their scoreboard program throughout the evening for you right up until midnight. Seton LaSalle moving the ball from their own 20 now to the Washington 47. It's first down. Gradkowski to put it up, has time now, pulls the ball down, rolls right, avoids a hit in the backfield, can't avoid one now though, right at midfield, got by Binky Johnson, but did not get past Travis Thomas.
That was a much better execution of the tackling phase that time. He made sure he took him up high where he wasn't going to lose him, and he just he put his shoulder pads on him and put him right down to the ground. Great open field tackle.
Gradkowski avoided that, but Travis Thomas met him mano a mano. took him down. 2.5 minutes to play in the first quarter. 14-0 Washington. Second down and 13. Kwiatkowski drops and rolls to his right. Gets the ball off to the near side to the Washington 41-yard line, complete on a grab by Del Sardo. Had to go to the ground to make it. Kwiatkowski 7 of 12 for 68 yards, but now facing 3rd down and 4 at the Washington 40-yard line. Kwiatkowski drops and rolls left this time. Looks to square the shoulders, does. Floats one down the middle of the field and lays toward the sideline rather, and Javon Washington was the closest inside the 37. And the Rebels will go for it, down by 14 late here in the first quarter. 3 receivers stacked out to the left side now, and now Mason goes in motion, putting 4 guys that way. Ball 2 is thrown backwards and short-hopped and not held on to by Del Sardo. That's ruled an incomplete pass, but that's still a live football.
That's that was definitely a backward pass, and that should have been ruled a lateral, and should have been a free ball.
10. Second time exactly in the same area where they've gotten a defensive stop, and able to get the ball back, this time on downs, first time on a punt. Monte Johnson goes in motion. Grugula with a play fake, wants to put it up, stands across the middle, finds Martinchek. He's the 40 to the 35 of St. Lasalle, makes a move toward the flag to the 10 and dragged down at the 5-yard line.
Great execution that time by Grugula, and again the system takes care of the passing game. They run the ball for the first 2 series. They come back and they fake the play that was the most consistent running play. He stands in the pocket, has plenty of time, and fires a strike to Martinchek over the middle for a big play. Great call by the coaching staff of Washington on first down. Great execution on the field by the kids.
57-yard pickup. Martinchek, one move from taking that one to the house. First and goal at the 3. Ends flexed out a couple of steps. Johnson goes in motion. Grugula tucks it on the hip, throws the ball into the end zone to Travis Thomas, touchdown.
Counter pass, the same play they ran for the 2-point conversion. On second down, they come out, they fake the inside counter, the fullback sneaks into the flat. Perfect strike by Grugula, touchdown.
10th touchdown pass of the year for Justin Grugula. Second pass for a score caught by Travis Thomas. The fullback getting a little reception work the last 2 weeks. Last week, a 31-yard shovel pass for a touchdown. This time, the 3-yard score, and Washington up 20-0 with an extra point due. DJ Valley to hold, Henderson to snap, Grugula to attempt the kick. Ball teed up, Grugula puts this one into the line. That one wasn't going to make it anyway. It was blocked by maybe one of the backers, but it wouldn't have gotten over the bar anyhow. Kick no good. Washington 20, Seton LaSalle nothing. 1:03 to play in the first quarter. The kick's first possession, 3 minutes and 17 seconds. Seemed like a millennium compared to the last 2. 1 minute and 2 seconds and 33 seconds on our last 2 scoring drives. Grugula to kick off, gets this one up in the air. He's got Soder backpedaling to the 1-yard line. Soder to the hash mark, made a move to the middle of the field and gets the ball out to the 20-yard line. Maybe a hair across that where Seton. Walsko to the left. Soder comes wide right. 2 tight ends. The old bullseye set for W&J. Kwiatkowski pump fakes, avoids pressure and throws the ball away. Intercepted in the middle with the pickoff is Brian Skaggs. And Skaggs hit at the 30-yard line of Seton LaSalle. Washington's got the ball right back.
This could be the nail in the coffin. You hate to say that too early, but this, if and when Wash High puts this one in.
At the Rebel 29-yard line late here in the first quarter. 47 seconds remaining in the quarter. 1st and 10. Grugula with a play fake, stands, gets the ball to the near side to Ryan Moy, too far at the 12-yard line, let out in the huddle, and now they break. Just 5 seconds remaining on the play clock. Running out of time, and now Martinchek comes in motion. Grugula fakes to Martinchek, sets the screen up to Martinchek, avoids the first guy, and blockers galore in front, to the 20, to the 10, Martinchek to the flag, touchdown.
This is this is great execution on the part of the offense. Again, they fake the boot They faked the buck sweep. Gregula dropped after his fake and threw the ball to Martinchek, who he had faked to on the screen. The screen was set up perfectly. Martinchek made one guy miss, got in the secondary, and basically outran everybody else. This game, Bob, I think would have been billed as a game not only between two pretty good football teams, but also between two quarterbacks, one who was number one in the Whippy on touchdown passes and one was number two. It's interesting how differently they've gotten to those two positions.
Number two chasing number one, and number two's got a 26-point lead. Toss back to Vontae Johnson. He's got a 28-point lead as the two-point conversion is successful. Washington, with 31 seconds to go in the quarter, takes advantage of a Seton LaSalle turnover. It's Washington 28, Seton LaSalle nothing. The kickoff when we come back to Wash-I Stadium. 31 seconds to play in the opening quarter here at Wash-I Stadium. Across town, the Trinity Hillers leading 14-0 now over Peters Township, updating the Domino's Pizza scoreboard. Gregula's kickoff taken by Del Sardo at the 2-yard line. Washington getting blue jerseys all around. Del Sardo able to avoid only the first group of them and
shut him down, but they're going to complete passes, and what they have to do is they have to make sure they make some tackles in open field.
Washington with 6 D-backs on the field right now. And Grakowski in trouble and goes down. Little Prexies bring pressure. They get.
They're in trouble.
Sports on WJPA for a dozen or so years, and happy to be part of our 2000 football sponsorship team. Dr. John Pierce, Dr. George Jones, and Dr. Ronald Benoit. 2nd and 11 for the Rebels at their own 21. Grakowski on the roll, dumps the ball off, gets it out to Soter, and Soter close to a first down out near the 31-yard line. 116 yards offense in the first quarter. Seton LaSalle with 69. The Rebels now face 3rd down and 1 at their own 31. Hand the ball off, and second effort by the fullback may have gotten the first. The returnees have been satisfied with what they've seen. 1st and 10. Rebels at their own 32-yard line. Twins wide to the near side, tight end to the right. Get the pass out quickly to Soter, and he can't hang on.
That time, and really they haven't shown that a whole lot. They're kind of mixing it up. That was the first time they've seen it. This quarter they opened up with it. Here they are again, same defense.
Trip receivers to the right, a single receiver to the near side for Grakowski. Play fake, and they run the reverse, and in trouble, and the play goes absolutely backwards to the 27-yard line. Mason took the handoff, and Washington had people in the backfield, including Dan Moses.
Great pressure that time by the outside people, good contain. They tried to run the ball in the double handoff, and
first half, 28-0 Washington. Soter right, Walsko wide to the left, backs are split. Mason runs a little flare pattern. Grakowski flushed out by one guy, steps into the middle, gets the ball off, and it too tall for Washington, too far behind Walsko.
Possessions.
Danny Moses brought pressure that just gave Grakowski enough problem. He will now punt for the second time, a 17-yard effort in his first punt, fields a high snap. Washington with no pressure, and Grakowski gets an end-over-end kick. It will roll inside the Washington 45 and now down to the 40, and will roll dead at the Washington 38. Grakowski actually gets. After the Rebel timeout, Washington with a 1st and 10 at their own 38-yard line. Gregula runs the draw to Martinchek. Cuts back to his right, and only one guy left to beat. Martinchek to the 40, to the 35, looking for a downfield block, and trips over to one guy left. Martinchek down at the Seton LaSalle 25-yard line.
Again, it was a great call that time offensively. They really they matched up exactly what they wanted to do with Seton LaSalle. Seton LaSalle brought about 2 or 3 linebackers that time and just overran the little draw play that Washington ran. And once he got to the line of scrimmage, he was by 7 people. He was in the secondary when he got to the line of scrimmage. Great play, great execution, good run by Martinchek.
Mastutis, the tackler for Seton LaSalle. Now Washington switching to formation, bringing end in tight, now end over to the left side and run Martinchek toward the unbalanced side. He cuts it back to his right, to the 20, 15, and down at about the 12-yard line, 1st down.
Inside counter again, off the off the reverse pivot by the quarterback, and Martincheck got up the field. Nice blocking at the point of attack, and gets in the secondary and is brought down by a safety in the corner again.
Problem. Now we'll get Justin Brown in at the fullback spot. Brown, 230-pounder. The Rebels jump but don't get in the zone, and Brown barreling over people, looking like Ricky France, barrel into the end zone. Touchdown.
Great run that time after he got by the line of scrimmage where there wasn't anybody there, Bob, because the offensive line for Washington had it cleaned out. I might have been able to get through that hole right there.
12-yard touchdown run for Justin Brown. I tried to give him a couple of carries to start the ball game. They were really
have an answer defensively. They basically sat in the same defense for the entire quarter and a half, and had the ball either run down their throat or thrown over top of them because they were trying to stop the run.
Gragula to attempt the extra point. Snap is teed up by DJ Valley, and Gragula boots it home. Washington 35, Seton LaSalle nothing. Back for the kickoff here on WJPA. On the board, but Trinity on the board again. Trinity 21, Peters Township 7. 8:54 to go in the first half. 35-0 Washington. Gragula to kick. This one up in the air, taken by Masudis. Masudis across the 20 and stopped. And a kick returner in a stop position is a kick returner in a bad position.
He didn't really hit it up in there the way he really would like to.
I guess when he said we weren't going to do anything to try to hold the ball longer, he was not kidding.
You go with your strength.
Rebels 1st and 10 at their own 25. Witkowski hands the ball off to Mason. Mason gets to the corner, picks up 5, and a little soft spin action out to the 27-yard line.
Everybody at the same time, and that's difficult to do when you rely on your passing game the entire time, and that was a good first down gain on a second and 2, and takes the pressure off Godowski a little bit.
Gain of 8 yards for Mason. 2nd down and 2 now at the 33-yard line. Quick pass to the left side, or to the right side to Soder, and Soder has stood up low and hit up high.
They catch it.
Walls go wide to the near side. Washington with an extra, now make it 2 extra D-backs in the game. Dime package pass to Soder's complete. Trying to slip the hits and get to the 40.
He wants it, but frankly, I don't think he has much help. You know, it's got to be all him, or else they're not going anywhere.
10 of 20, 89 yards passing, 1 interception for Brad Witkowski. Senior rolls to his left, sets up and throws. Pass gets through to Walsko, and play down to the Washington 44, maybe the 43-yard line. Javon Washington almost had a pick.
And if something goes wrong defensively, the coaching staff just says, go ahead, get out there and do it again. He had him perfectly covered. Ball was just a little bit higher than he was. Caught it, but at least he made the tackle.
1st and 10 at the Washington 43-yard line now for Seton LaSalle. They've been here twice before without success. Swing pass to Mason. Tommy Sapula grabs a hold and drags him down just shy of the line of scrimmage.
Good job tackling in the open field by Sapula. They had the matchup that Seton LaSalle wanted. They got a back one to come up with the stop and make the play.
Daddy up there banging his foot. He's going to come through the roof here if he keeps that up. Good play by the Washington linebacker. And now I think Washington's going to, the Washington coach is indicating a timeout. Washington had too many players on the field. That would have been a reason to use a timeout. Trips to the left side. Witkowski drops, flushed out of the pocket, gets time, throws the ball to the near sideline. Pass is complete to Soder, and Soder out of bounds at the Washington 20.
How that ball was thrown. He had pressure on him. He was going backwards, and he threw a 30-yard out and put it right on the numbers to the receiver. And what a great throw. Great pressure by Washington, but a great throw by Godowski.
Tonight. 6:25 remaining in the first half. 35-0 Washington, but the Rebels with their deepest penetration looking to try to put something on the board. Witkowski rolls to the right, pass is complete to Soder. Big collision. Clark took him on helmet to helmet. Both guys get up, and Soder held on to the ball.
Good tackle outside, good open field tackling. As the game has gone on, Washington has tackled much better in the second quarter than they did early in the game, and I think that's just trying to get used to game speed that your first group does when you're playing the game.
Walsko and Del Sardo come to the near side.
23-yard line.
Soder and Heinrich go to the right, and Mason as a sidecar for Gradkowski. Gradkowski avoids pressure, rolls toward the corner, throws the ball, looked to be across the line of scrimmage when he threw the ball. Passes in, facing 3rd and 6 at the Washington 23. Soder goes right. Del Sardo and Walsko to the left. Gradkowski works up under center with Mason behind him. Now Soder comes in motion, putting trips to the near side. Gradkowski swings one back to Del Sardo. He's to the 20, down to the 15, and down to the Washington 13-yard line for a first down.
Just a little stop route off a one-step drop, and they threw the ball out to the wide to the.
And 5:20 and counting remaining here in the first half. Tight end left. Twins split right, cockeyed backfield. The running play, Mason trying to bounce outside. Aaron Johnson drove him wider, and coming up, the Prexies get the stop made. I believe Brian Skaggs on the tackle. It is Skaggs, an interception early. Goal really doesn't do anything but make a couple of lights turn off on the right side of the scoreboard. 2nd down and 10 at the 12. Eye set behind Gradkowski. Fakes, rolls to his left, trying to buy some time. Gets the ball toward the goal line, touchdown. Somehow Walsko, no catch. Walsko scooped the ball off the ground. They're going to rule that yard line. Soder goes to the right, Walsko and Del Sardo come to the near side. Also to the right is Heinrich. Twins each way. 3rd and 10 at the Washington 12. Gradkowski gets rid of the ball quickly on a post and led Walsko too far, incomplete. The great defensive call when you only have 22 yards to cover. You get plenty of help in a hurry, right?
The passing game gets really constricted. Once you get inside the 20-yard line, you're really only working with 30 yards on the football field. With this passing game, it's really a short passing game for Seton Lasalle. So they don't have the cushion that they usually get from the defensive people because the field is restricted.
4th down and 10 at the 12. The 13th play of this possession for Seton Lasalle. Gradkowski has to reach up with the right hand, field the snap, pass across the middle is complete to the 5-yard line, but it's going to be short of the first down. And the ball will go over on downs. Soder makes the grab. He's got 10 tonight already.
Right there, they had to get to the sticks, and they played them well enough that when
Their own 4-yard line. Martincheck goes in motion. Monte Johnson takes the handoff, gets across the 5 out to about the 7-yard line, a pickup of 3. The defense, I want to touch on a couple of things that stopping Seton Lasalle from scoring did. Regula to put it up, looking on the fly down the near sideline. DJ Valley makes the grab at his own 35, and he's up the sideline, running away from people. DJ Valley's going to take this for a touchdown, 93 yards.
That ball was thrown right on the money off the 3-step drop. Just ran right by the cornerback, and you can compare this game. It's either two good teams or two good quarterbacks, but right now Gregul is winning the battle of the quarterbacks.
DJ Valley's 2nd catch of the year, a 93-yard touchdown grab in stride. And the track star, when he got to the 45 of Seton Lasalle, started opening up the distance. He was not going to be caught. Dad getting the handshakes all up and down the sideline right now.
There's a lot of accolades to be passed out all across the board. I'm real concerned about what I should ask Guy, because I know he'll be upset about something.
Snap a little high. The Valley gets it teed up. Gregula puts the foot to it. The kick is good. Washington 42, Seton Lasalle nothing, with 3:14 remaining in the first half. Back to Wash-I Stadium after this timeout. Holy moly. I almost said, if they score in under a minute from this point in the field, you know this game is over, and I didn't say it.
Kicking off, Justin Gregula. Back deep to receive in
The Little Prexies have scored on every possession tonight. and lead 42-0. And Washington lucky they didn't get called for offside on the kickoff. But as it is, Mason, I believe, with the kick out across the 25.
Have to be the man all the time, and it takes a lot of pressure off, and he can distribute the ball to whoever he wants and perform when he's called on.
Kwiatkowski has thrown the ball 29 times tonight. This time the ball on the ground. Mark Edwards will get a news update as well, and then to Mike White's look at some of the best stadiums to play in, some of the toughest places to play on the Nauticom halftime report. Pass out to the right side. Great grab by Soto. Went up over his head. 2 minutes to play in the first half. We're going to send the coach traveling to the sideline. Third down and about 3 for the Rebels. Kwiatkowski trying to run. Grabbed by the jersey and dragged down just across the line of scrimmage.
Keeping the football in punt formation. Bruce Kwiatkowski.
And Kwiatkowski to punt
Back team to receive the punt.
for the third time tonight. Martinchek and Javon Washington to handle the reception. Martinchek makes the grab at the 30-yard line. Gave some ground, runs out of a tackle. He's going to be able to get that yardage back, plus a little more. He's to the 35. Flag is down. Martinchek to the 45-yard line. But now 2 flags are down. And his punt return, the 30 of the game. 49 seconds remaining in the half. Ryan Moy is wide out to the near side. Regula hands it off back the other way to from the 14-yard line. Martinchek goes in motion. Vontae Johnson gets the handoff. He just gets across the 14 to 15 out to about the 16-yard line. First half. Vontae Johnson with a 2-yard pickup. Washington's only stopped here in this half by the clock. Guy Montecalvo. Well, apparently we're having some.
But you know, our kids took it as a great personal challenge on the defensive side of the football to play great ball, and I'll tell you what, Coach Medea will be proud tonight.
You obviously played a almost perfect first half offensively, and defensively it seems that they managed to tackle much better in the second quarter once they got their game feet underneath them. What are you going to tell them at halftime?
Well, Billy, we're going to try to do the same things. As I said, a lot of people were predicting that this was going to be a shootout, that it was going to be a 50-40 game, or it was going to be a 40-30 game. Our kids took that as a personal affront to the fact that we played defense here also. Not only can we score points, but we put a great deal of time, and we have a great deal of pride in the way that we play defense. And that's led by our leader, Coach Medea. And I'll tell you what, we're going to just try to keep doing the same things. We're going to play a little bit more softer coverage. We'll play our mirror defense mostly in the second half. And we're going to come back out and try to get a third quarter in with this team and get them out of there and get ready for next week.
Good luck the second half.
Thanks, Billy.
And apologize for the early technical problem. You know, I asked Guy if they were ever, and they really haven't. They've just scored seemingly at will in this first half. I mentioned at the time when Washington got the defensive stop at the 5-yard line that there were a couple of important things. One, it's
been caught. They've punished the receiver. They've put pressure on him every once in a while. He's going to make plays. The balls are going to be completed, but they managed to have them completed in situations where they can control the tempo.
Washington will kick off to begin the second half. And Gregula drives this one deep. It's time to the 7-yard line where Soter takes it. He's across the 15, and as he gets to the 20-yard line, he is hammered down the yard line. Their best starting position has been the 31, but 5 times now at or within 2 yards of their own 20. Kwiatkowski to put it up, dumps it across the middle, complete to the 24-yard line to Del Sardo.
Little crossing.
Kwiatkowski, 18 now of 31, 150 yards. 1 pick, no touchdowns. A minute into the third quarter, 42-0 Washington. 2nd and 5 from the 25. Kwiatkowski to put it up, gets the pass out to Soter on the right side. Brian Cherry hits, slows Soter up, and keeps him from getting to the first down marker. was on.
What they're doing is they're playing that man coverage with 2 deep zone, but they're giving them a little bit more cushion, so they're giving them an opportunity to complete the ball underneath.
Gradkowski on the option, gets the first down across the 35 out to about the 37-yard line. First down.
Pursuit caught him.
10-yard run for Gradkowski out to the 38-yard line where it is a first down. Double tight, double flanker now to the right side. Mason alone running back. Gradkowski rolls to his right. Johnson keeps him hemmed in. Pass complete to Soter. Soter steps out of bounds.
5-4-5.
St. Lasalle second down and 2 at their own 46-yard line. Rebels look to have too many people. Well, they're going to get credit for a guy on the line this side. Pass complete to Del Sardo to the Washington 45 and down at the 42-yard line. That's a first down. Soter.
Washington's going with a nickel package now. They have really a dime package. They have 5 defensive backs in here.
Twins to the right. Gradkowski drops. Good protection across the middle. Pass tip. Intercepted by Javon Washington. Off the hands of Walsco. Washington with a pick. He's to midfield. Now Washington up the far sideline. He's to the 30, to the 25, to the 20, and out of bounds.
Tip ball. Great job by the defense that time. The ball was a little bit behind the intended receiver. Got tipped up in the air, and one of the substituted DBs came up with the interception and almost gets it in the end zone, runs it down to about the 16-yard line, and Washington's
has it first and 10 as if they need a short field to work with. Martincheck and Johnson in the wings. Travis Thomas is the fullback. The ends are in tight. Thomas gets the handoff. Thomas gets some running room to the 10 and down to about the 7-yard line. A gain of 9.
Straight handoff to the fullback out of 2 tights and a double wing, and Washington wasn't fooling anybody. And basically they got into the face of Seton LaSalle's front 5, front 7 really, and he was tackled by the secondary when he hit in that time by Washington, just cleaning the line of scrimmage off.
Well, they give Washington a first down. The ball just touching the 6-yard line, so Thomas getting credit for 10 yards and a Washington first down. It's first and goal. Martincheck in motion. Gula hands to Martincheck as he got past the 5-yard line and dragged down right away. Only minus yardage play for Washington tonight. 6:50 to play in the third quarter. Second and goal. Washington at the Seton LaSalle 5-yard line. Gregula tuck it on the hip. He's in trouble and going down back at the 13. And a flag for must be a
dead ball personal foul. Third down.
It is third down. That's hard for me to understand. Gregula doesn't understand. I don't think the Washington bench is sure what the situation is, but it is third down and goal at about the 6-yard line. Travis Thomas takes the handoff, and the Powell goes toward the goal line. Touchdown.
Doesn't matter, Bob.
First down, third down.
Straight handoff to the fullback again for a 6-yard gain and a touchdown. And again, the offensive line had the defensive line of Seton LaSalle almost in the end zone themselves, and fullback only had to follow their tail. Just a great job up front. The coaching staff has to be pleased with how the offensive front 5 have really done today. The backs have made some great moves and some great cuts, but frankly, it's been started right up front, tackle to tackle.
6:08 to play in the third quarter. Gregula to kick out of the Valley hold. Good snap. Valley bobbled a little bit, but tees it up, and Gregula pulls it wide left. Kick is no good. Washington. Okay, so we have the two of. Updating the Domino's Pizza scoreboard across town. Trinity 27, Peters Township 14. Here it's Washington 48, Seton LaSalle nothing. Gregula approaches, and the kickoff will carry toward the far side where it's taken by Mason at the 17, and he takes it right up the sideline, gets out across the 25.
Sometime soon, I think we're going to see some second-line people for Washington.
It sounded like Guy was talking about getting them in the whole quarter, at least. Try to do that game shape stuff. Draw a handoff to Mason. Tackle. Loss of 4 on the play. Up. Loss of 5 on the sack, or on the draw.
Second and 15. Ball on the 20.
Seton LaSalle running game. 15 yards tonight. Rebels under 200 yards total offense. 2nd and 15. Grakowski gets the ball off to Soter, and Soter hit right away and dropped. This is going to be a completed pass for a loss of a yard.
Loss. Again, 3rd and long yardage.
Clock turning, 5 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. Rebels back at their own 24-yard line. Walsh go to the near side. Soter goes wide to the right. 2 running backs flanking Bruce Gradkowski. Both little flare patterns. Gradkowski bounced around, stays on his feet, resets, throws down the middle, has Soter open. Moy back playing center field. Soter makes a move at the 30, and Moy drags him down at the 24-yard line. The 3-yard completion. The ball at the Washington 23-yard line. 1st and 10, Seton LaSalle. Gradkowski with a short drop, now pulls it down with it, wants to run, gets hit, driven forward for a couple of yard pickup, but is stopped.
Which goes a little bit against what most teams try to do against man-to-man coverage.
Soter and Gradkowski appear to be confused, and now Gradkowski just going to call the play there at the line. Fakes the draw to Mason, rolls to the near side, buys some time, makes a move, pass toward the flag into the end zone, touchdown, Rebels on the board.
And on the field, and if I remember correctly, he might have done the same thing in the first half, and the ball was dropped for a touchdown. Obviously, they're not going to be pleased about.
Extra point attempt by Ferrilli, high over the oncoming rush, and he pushes this one wide to the left, no good. Washington 48, Seton LaSalle 6, 3.
Please report to the announcer's booth with your program to claim your
He's turned 38-0 at that point. And now for just the 2nd time this evening, Seton LaSalle will kick off. Kickoff is very short.
Catch the ball.
Ball hits at the 25. Javon Washington picks it up at the 22-yard line and gets, I think maybe in some regards, Bill, a guy looking for a response from his starting unit on offense to what the Rebels were able to do.
Well, I think also, again, he's looking for that game conditioning, too. They had a lot of short drives the first half, and I think he wants them to work up a lather in coach speak.
Double tight. DJ Valley and Ryan Moy hand the ball off to the fullback. Powell keeps moving forward for a minute. Finally, the green pants and white shirts from Seton LaSalle get the 2nd and 6. We'll call it. The ball at the 28. Moy and Valley now spread out wide. Martincheck goes in motion. Hand off to Vontae Johnson. He's across the 30-yard line to the 32. Remaining in the 3rd quarter. Clock turning, 48-6. Washington with the lead. From the 32-yard line, 3rd and about 2, the fullback, and Travis Thomas works speed passes for Justin Grigula in 4 completions on 5 attempts. 1st and 10 from the 36. Handoff goes to Justin Martincheck, and he gets hit hard at the 35-yard line. That you can't, but that you won't. Sell out. Pay no little attention to the receivers. 20 seconds to play in the quarter. Prexy's put the ball on the ground. Just Vontae Johnson stumbled, stepping through the hole, kept his balance. He's to midfield and down at the Seton LaSalle 47-yard line in what will be the final play of the 3rd quarter. Vontae Johnson with a 17-yard run. The ball will be marked for play. The clock will turn. Washington 48, Seton LaSalle 6 at the end of 3 quarters. Back for period number 4 after this timeout.
2-8-1.
Moy quarterbacking. Blow to whistle. Throw a flag now. 5. Smurfs in at the slots. Brian Cherry and Javon Washington. Moy under center with Brown setting the fullback spot behind him. 2nd down and 9. Brown takes the handoff inside the 45 down to the 42-yard line. Pick up a 4. It'll be 3rd and 5.
At the point of attack, they got a chance to be in the secondary pretty quickly.
Zach Montecalvo and Brian Skaggs, the wideouts. Ben Borkowski and Binky Johnson in the ball game on the O-line. Toss back to Javon Washington. Hit at the 40, gets down to the 35-yard line. Javon Washington Javon Washington has a cramp problem squared away enough to get to the sideline. So that will bring J.R. Ward into the ball game. Ward at the slot. Hand the ball off to Brian Cherry. Cherry's to the 30, to the 25, to the 20, and down at the 18-yard line. Brian Cherry rushes for 18 yards. Looks like Tyrone Barnes in the ball game at the fullback spot, and the Rebels drop there. Five. Tyrone Barnes, clock turning to 9 minutes remaining here in the ball game. Cherry and Ward in the slot. Ryan Moy fakes the pitch and handed the ball off already.
3rd and 5.
Now 3rd down and 5.
On the 13-yard line.
I think they're going to come outside with this, or the fullback inside.
Ward in motion, run the ball to Barnes, and Barnes drives everybody ahead. Barnes to the 5 and down at the 4-yard line, 1st and goal.
1st and goal to go.
J.R. Ward slot on the near side. 1st and goal from the 4. Moy hands the ball off, and powering ahead, Justin Hull finds pay dirt. Tom Giles will attempt the extra point now.
The extra point, Tom Giles. Holding DJ Valley.
Valley to Holt, tees it up nicely. Giles sends the ball end over end, and this one is no good. 7:46 to play in the 4th. Washington up 54-46. The kickoff when we come back. Pittsburgh 13, Charleroi 7. Giles kickoff short, taken at the 28-yard line, and a return by Mike Caputo out to from the crowd when the Waynesburg Charleroi score announced.
New quarterback.
Thank you. Anthony Doria in at the quarterback spot. Now there's a game next week for Seton LaSalle, and you got to be smart about that.
Additions, and my guess is you'll see a much different offense with Dorio in there than Gradkowski.
2nd down and about 7. Doria hands the ball off. Carry goes over the left side for a couple of more yards. 3rd down, the ball at the 42-yard line. Tight end split end to the right. Handoff goes straight ahead, and the play at the 46. 5:45 and counting. Washington 54-6 advantage. Doria hands off. This carry by Vitalbo. He gets close to the midfield
Game because of the defense Washington played.
Well, the touchdown for Seton LaSalle came 21-yard pass following one play removed from a 53-yard pass on really a broken play. Doria steps up under center. 3rd down and 1. On the option, Doria pitches to Droney, has the 1st down. Droney stacked up. Well, Prexies take a couple of shots at him, but not a 4-yard pickup for Droney. Check out these numbers. 6 foot, 175-pound freshman. Droney takes the handoff, trying to bounce outside, now cuts back behind, ends up with a short gain on the play. George Jones, Dr. Ronald Benoit, the Triangle Urological Group. 2nd down and 9. Fullback gets the call. Stood up after a short gain. Nagel driven backwards. Nico Pasic coming out of the ball game. 3rd down, 7 yards to go. Doria at the quarterback, running the option, pitches. And this play is stopped right around the line of scrimmage. Straight possessions to begin the ball game and never look back. 4th down and 5 yards to go for the Rebels. Doria hands off. Vitalbo slips one tackle, gets inside to 35, and gets a Rebel 1st down. 8 minutes and a half remaining in the ball game. Mike Walsh is split wide left. Looks like Mike Caputo wide to the near side. On the option, Droney gets the pitch and turns it up to a...
It's really doing a pretty nice job in terms of attacking the option.
Walsh to the near side, and Jesse Ingold wide out to the left now for Doria. 2nd down and 7. Doria forced deep, puts on the brakes, gets hit once, and able to work back close to the line of scrimmage. Going out, Prexy's have improved to 5-0 on the year. Perfect in the conference. Hand the ball off to Droney. Droney trying to cut it back. Droney gets 4 yards on the play, and the ball game comes to an end. Washington 54, Seton LaSalle 6. We'll recap it for you when we come back to Wash-I Stadium after this timeout. Go ahead, take them all. 3 up. 125. Yes, I did. About 3 minutes ago.
Check into tonight's AA playoff game with a record of 9-1.
Let's go! Come on! Get somebody! Go D!
Seton makes it 2nd down and 8.
Let's go,
from their own 42-yard line. First down and 10 on the Prexy 47. To go for Steel Valley. They're working on the Presky 38-yard line.
Come on, hit him!
He's short or he got it? He got it. It's out the 35.
Number 27-10, Steel Valley working on the Prexy 35-yard line. Steel Valley working.
Right here, D, right here. Come on.
23-yard line.
Come on.
First down and 10 for Steel Valley. They're working on the Prexy 12. Steel Valley working on the Washington High School 9-yard line.
Wide open. Shit. That is out. No good.
Evan Abraham on to attempt the extra point. The kick is good.
They're trying to play some football out there.
Justin Dubois comes on to attempt the extra point for Washington.
Get over there.
Prexy's extra point attempt is failed, so Steel Valley will retain their 7-6 lead. 15, Mike Shields for Steel Valley.
Come on, let's go.
6:49 left in the first quarter. And 10. Steel Valley working on their own 34-yard line. Back for
Offside. All ball.
someone fouled the ball, but there's a penalty marker on the field.
Come on, guys, he's there. Come on.
6 minutes to go here in the first half. Ironman lead 7-6. It's now second down and 10. Steel Valley on their own 34-yard line. Nate Krasinski, and deep to receive is punted Justin Bartonchek.
Let it fall. Let it fall. Yeah, DJ. Yeah.
Good field position on the Ironman 32.
Come with the ball.
On the Steel Valley 34. Johnson.
They're going to just sign out foul, man.
Second down and 5. Still Valley working on the Prexy 43-yard line. A little under a minute to play here. Drumont Memorial Stadium. Still Valley leading 7-6.
Motion.
7-6 over the Washington Preskies. The Ironman working on the Presky 39.
Keep going.
Good goal for Steel Valley.
There it is again.
Number 2, Kevin Abraham will come on to attempt the field goal for Steel Valley with Ed Tizzy holding. So Kevin Abraham with a 25-yard field goal extends the Steel Valley lead.
Let's go high!
They lead at 10-6.
Okay. Yeah, Marcel.
On the 50-yard line.
Come on, Mark.
Up to the Ironman 25-yard line. The Ironman 24-yard line, second down and 9.
Come on, Travis.
Ball up to the 21-yard line, third down and 6 for the Little Prexies.
Let's go high! Come on! Come on, good shot. Damn!
They'll go with a kickoff.
Good, good, good. I'll get him. Get him!
Prexies have taken the lead. 12-10. With DJ Valley waiting deep for the punt.
What's the fake?
At his 45.
That's cool.
Let's go, stay with the block. Let's stay, watch out. Come on, high, let's go.
Now he's running. They got it.
Plate number DGM 6873. You're blocking someone. Your car will be towed if you do not move it. That's Tracy Bowers. Chevy automobile. License plate number DG.
Big zone.
Ironman working on the Plexi 46-yard line. Devin Wilson, the ball carrier.
Who got it? Who got it, Tommy?
Let's go, defense.
Kaczynski will punt the ball away with number 28, Martinchek, waiting deep for Washington. On their own 20-yard line with a little over 2 minutes remaining in the first half. On a 10, ball still spotted on the Washington 20-yard line.
Stop the clock.
Prexy. The little Prexys will come on the front. Number 14, Justin Gorgola will do the punting duties. And Scott Shields will wait punt. Shields still waits deep.
Okay, Justin. Good kick. There we go. Good down on it. Go down there.
Let's go, D!
So Krasinski will down the ball and let the clock run down. So after 1/2 of play here at Dormont Memorial Stadium, the score reads the Washington High School Pixies 12, the Steel Valley Army 10 on their own 34. Little Prexies working on their own 27. Fourth down and 7, they will punt the ball away from their own 17-yard line. Deep to receive the punt for Steel Valley is Mike Shields. Whoa! Vergara takes a high snap. Prexies have the ball. Let's see here. The Little Prexies will punt the ball away again. They'll go with a punt. Shields to receive.
You don't pass this. You don't pass this. What? You don't pass it. Right back. Right back. Go defense! He's getting up a little slow this time.
9:15 left in the third quarter. Loss of 3 yards. Makes it third down and 14. Steel Valley working.
There you go, Chet. Chet saves that. Who got it, Chet? Who got it? Who got it? Chet got it.
Let's go now. Third down and 10. The Little Prexies working a Steel Valley territory on the 7. Prexies working on the Steel Valley 10 now.
Who got it?
Johnson, the ball carrier, wrapped up by number 87. Second and goal to 5 on Steel Valley 5. Half-yard line of the Army up to the pass interference call on Mike Shields. one extra point attempt this evening. 4:18 left in the third quarter. Terrence Waddle.
Check. That's right. Leaving at the game.
Second down and 7.
Go defense!
On to the Trexie 13. It's first down and 10 from there. Washington working from their own 35. It's first down and 10. Second down and 3. Trexie's working on the Ironman 26. 45 seconds remaining.
Go down, Justin. Complete those if they want to be playing. They want to be out quick for anybody else.
First and 10 from their own 29.
Come on, defense!
See, they're doing it again. Yeah, show him you ain't stopping.
45, a 10-yard loss on that last play.
Go run. See what I tell you?
Yes, sir. All right, baby.
That's right, brother.
Now Krasinski hands off to number 27, Devin Wilson.
Get him. Get in. Get in.
Krasinski to kick. Martin check to receive. Low snap.
They throw it. Did they throw it?
Kicking on their own 32.
Monte was moving. Monte was moving.
39.